Perfect evening, Papa, and perfect evening, Mama. Perfect evening, Saints. My name is Tracy. This is my son and Mama Hester. Just want to share a testimony of what God did this afternoon when we were coming to church. We came with a car. My husband dropped us in Pero because he had to rush to work. So we told him he doesn't need to drive down here. It's fine because it's still early. We will take a taxi. So he dropped us in Pero. So when he dropped us, a taxi came, public taxi came. And then we got inside the taxi because we've done that before. So when we're in the taxi, the taxi driver, they asked for the money. We took out the money to pay for our taxi fare. So there was a man who was sitting behind us. So after we gave the money to the gachi, the taxi driver, it's like he stopped to offload the guy. So the man pulled out a gun. He pulled out a gun and he pointed it on my head. So when I turn around, I look at him. A force came so mightily inside of me. And immediately I begin to hear the tongues of Papa, how Papa praying tongues. And I begin to burst in tongues. I begin to speak in tongues the way Papa says it. I begin to speak looking at him. He still held the gun on my head. But I was not afraid and I begin to speak in tongues. And I could see he's shaking, the gun is shaking. And the taxi driver is like, he also became confused. He stopped the taxi and then he took a wrong turn. He turned around and the guys is like, all of them, they just freeze. They didn't know what to do anymore. Kept on praying in tongues and Mama was praying in tongues. My son was sitting next to me holding the bag. I could see he's scared, but I was just concentrating on this man because I could see it's like a creature inside of him and I need to overcome it because he can harm us. Then the taxi driver stopped. When he stopped, that man, the gun was shaking. It was shaking. And then he got off from the taxi and he ran away. And then we drove and the taxi driver, you could see, he panicked. He's not himself anymore. He started to drive, but we could see he's not okay. And we just started to speak to him. Then the guy asked us, what language is that? Is that your language? So I said, that is my heavenly language. It's not my mother tongue or father tongue. This is the language from heaven. This is the language that we speak when we are confronted with situation. Because that spirit that was in that man could only understand this language, was not going to understand Afrikaans or English or Xhosa or Tsonga. And he was like, the guy was still like shaken, and the taxi driver, they were so scared, like what just happened. It has never happened before. They don't understand. I just want to say thank you to Papa. The teachings that he's giving us, the revelation, the ascension, it has really built a lot of boldness inside of me and a lot of courage. And I know who I am and I know what God has put inside of me. And I just want to say thank you, Papa, for the impact that you are making in our life. So we just want to thank the Lord for what he has done.